This is John, the virtual apostle. Some of you have seen my first two videos, God's Message for Humanity and COVID Part 2, and the video I made this morning, God's Message for Humanity Part 2, We Are All Brothers and Sisters. Well, this is the third part, God's Message for Humanity, the earth provides all. Okay? I'm going to explain to you how the earth has all the plants, all the vegetables, all the herbs, roots, you name it, bugs, trees, things from animals. The animals provide things for our bodies. You know, all those pills were taken and all that stuff, you know, they didn't have that a long time ago. There's people in jungles right now, they don't have that. They still, you know, the earth still provides for them. They still hunt, they still do all kinds of shit. The earth provides for them still. So, here, where I live, is kind of a perfect example of that. So, it's a house. There's 5 of us who live here. We're all different, all walks of life, basically. All ages, all religions, faiths, whatever. It doesn't matter. On the little old couple that owns the house, have never once asked me any of that. Like, it's not important. They've shown me respect and love. It's kind of like living with your grandparents. A little sweet old, you know, little old lady from Pasadena. They got this really cool old VW bus kind of thing, you know. It's called the Sweet Panel. They show it at all the car shows, you know. Sweetest people you'll ever meet. So respectful, so compassionate, so considerate. And God started to show me why I was led here, because it kind of plays into the whole picture of those two messages. And it was about respect and love and how they showed me that. And it's funny because about them, you know, like, they're raw vegan right now. So I'm going to show you the gardens and everything. I watch her make the most delicious stuff. Like, she literally made raw vegan cinnamon rolls the other day with like sliced bananas. And then the bananas were rolled in swirls like the dough. And then I believe the paste was vanilla, water, and dates. And then the frosting was almond and maple syrup. Very rich, little tiny little, so delicious though. So you would go, wait, this is that? This tastes like a cinnamon roll. So delicious. So delicious. Anyways, right now for their bodies, they're raw vegan. I heard before, like years ago, they were paleo, or I think they just eat meat, you know, goats, chickens, all kinds of stuff running around here. But right now, his body, he had surgery on his knee, and his ankle was bad. So right now, their bodies, to repair themselves, is raw vegan. So I taste the little stuff. It's good. It's good. I don't knock anybody raw vegan now, you know. I've been watching documentaries how literally plants, all plant diets, a lot of people achieved a lot of great things on an all plant diet. Some of the gladiators I think saw were all plant diets. Anyways, I love my bacon chili cheeseburgers and my tacos, of course, you know. So, but it's cool to see them, like, their diets change depending on what their body needs. And God was showing me, you know, that's the earth. That's, everything's here. And everything you can imagine, you know. There's some bug right now in the rainforest that they're going to find out, oh, that cures cancer or something, you know. I mean, everything is provided, you know. But we let these huge corporations and pharmacies and shit like that start making synthetic bullshit, you know. Same with our food. Start GMOing and Dr. Frankenstein. Remember I was told you about the 1%? The Dr. Frankenstein's controlling everything. They control the food, I told you. So they're playing with your food. They've packaged it. Hold on one sec. I am so sorry. I had to mute that. I totally forgot about that. But anyways, I'm already going in this. Let's keep it going. Yeah, so we let them package it. You know, they didn't have shit like that back in the day. You had a little farmer's market. You grew your shit. This guy had eggs. This person had beef. And you went and traded it. There wasn't a bunch of preservatives and crap in it. It was all natural. And we lived good, you know. Our bodies were good. We didn't have all the shit we have now happening with our bodies. I see kids with diseases now they didn't have back then, you know. And the vaccines, more of those start going up. And it's just like, whoa. What's different from the world now as far as the world goes, plants and animals, and like, hold on a sec. What's different now than back then? Like, why are these kids what are we doing different from when I grew up in the 70s to now? You know, I drank out of the hose, I ate dirt eventually, you know, you ate a bug, you ate a booger, you know, don't lie. I mean, you did shit, you know, you breathed asbestos, all our schools were made out of that shit. You know, you played with insulation, you know, you did shit. You built up immunities to that stuff. You know, and then you start letting them give you shots and all this stuff, and now your body's dependent on that stuff and the pills and all that shit. Well, this video is basically going to show you how, you know, the earth provides everything. It's incredible, this place that I live at. This little house tucked away in this cul-de-sac in beautiful San Clemente. I used the other video this morning, I was on the beach. Well, this is about a mile inland. This little cul-de-sac, this little canyon, and so we're going to start checking that out now. And I'll be talking and explaining to you everything. So the one thing I noticed when I first moved in here is like literally all the faiths are represented here. Like no matter what you believe in, it's all here. And it's cool shit too, you know, little tubs with little fish. You know, I got this little thing, you know, with the Jesus and the little fountain, little plants. It's very peaceful, you know. I started walking around, you know, cool. This little Greek thing. I was like, whoa, this place is really cool. There's little sayings. I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you, you know, like little things, you know. Who dropped an acorn on my head? Not a squirrel, but an elf instead. Like little things. Everything is represented here. Well, you see she's got all her little food and all her little gardens. Wait till you see her garden. It's incredible. And for all those people that are listening to my messages, the Holy Spirit has told my roommate to start storing food. So I don't know if that's going to minister to any of you now, but she's literally been Dr. Green Thumbs growing a bunch of shit. Preparing for food shortages, because like I said, they have taken control of your food. So she has been growing like crazy. Plus they're on a raw vegan diet. So all this stuff, yeah, I watch her come out. She comes out and she starts clipping, and I hear the blender going, and she's making their little drinks and the little breakfast. She's got a little dehydrator. I mean, it's amazing. Got the little things here. I always thought these were little cool things here, and it was cool. All you need is love, angels inside, and I was like, wow, this place is really cool. Everything is represented here. And little sayings are tucked away. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. Now, no matter what you believe in, that's pretty good right there. Even if you don't believe in God, that's pretty cool right there. Then you come back here on the other side of the Mary, you have that. Like, everything is represented here, and that's what peace as you come in, peace as you go out, peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is represented here. That goes with the videos from earlier. That's what I was trying to tell you. Little things. Be nice or leave, you know, peace, love. Everything was represented here. And when I moved in, they didn't ask me anything. Hey, what do you believe? Nothing. Eventually conversations led to that. But I started to see, this is crazy. Like, everything's here. What do these people believe it? They believe in respecting your beliefs, your lifestyle, whatever it is. They believe in respecting that, because like I said, we're all brothers and sisters. Remember how God, I told you, uses different kids, And so we're all brothers and sisters. Don't worry about how he's using other things and other children. Heartfelt prayers for the end of pain and suffering. All a little thing, Everything is represented here in respect and love. I love the little sounds. You come out, you hear the birds. It's very peaceful. Everything here is respectful. These people have shown me how you can live in respect, no matter what your politics are, your religions. It doesn't matter. God's the Father. We're all brothers and sisters. I told you. Got the little water. Love is all there is. Love is all I see. In the end, only love remains. Little cute things, worm farm. She loves to paint little things, little voodoo things. The garden, every kind of, well, not every, but I am constantly asking them what each little thing is that they're growing, because I know it has a purpose. I know it's for something. You see some corn, Everything here has a purpose for something in their life. They're growing this stuff for their diets too, but it's amazing to watch these people. I think they're late 60s, and it's incredible. I think maybe 7, I'm not sure. Don't get me in trouble now, but little grapes. It was crazy, because when I had my spiritual awakening, it was here too. Part of it took place here. It was an all-day thing. I stayed here at the home, and I had all the 3 messages. And when I had this message, I cried. I fell to my knees and I cried. Everything that we need, the earth provides. Look how bountiful it is too. It's all out of love. This is pretty cool right here. The revolution will be cultivated. That statement right there couldn't be more true. With the food shortages, and pretty soon gardens are going to be illegal. They're going to take control of shit. You watch. We can't be trusted, we kill each other and we do stuff, we can't be trusted. But here, right here, I was eating these little wild raspberries, and it was crazy because I started to see the big picture of everything. A little immaculate heart. Was really cute right here, I thought. Visualize world peace. Everything here it's very cute, It has a purpose. You got the little apples. Those will be delicious, I was literally picking these off, talking with God, when I had that spiritual awakening when my friend passed. I cried because I was picking these raspberries off, and I could hear God's voice telling me to tell you these things. And I was talking back. And he was listening. Because he loves y'all. And he loves me. We're all his children. Look at all these fruits. Look at everything. Little, what do you call it? Peaches. We had the little beehives over here, the little boxes, but they've moved over there. So yeah, you got the honey. But yeah, everything they grow, it's amazing. And they're down there, their property. This little place is incredible, because it showed me, God showed me here through them, that, yes, we're all brothers and sisters and we can all live in harmony, basically. And the earth does provide everything. Everything. They don't eat anything that isn't natural. They don't eat anything that's cooked. So when they're raw vegan, they are raw vegan. They're not playing. Everything she makes is I see her in the kitchen making every day. It's incredible the things that she can make. Fettuccine Alfredo, and you're just like, wait, what? You're raw vegan, though. What do you mean fettuccine Alfredo? You can't have cheese, you know? But she's made it with like almonds and cashews and like garlic and delicious stuff. And the pasta's made out of like, I forget what she uses to make the noodles, like squash or something, you know? It's incredible. Or like zucchini or something. I think she makes zucchini noodle. Like, it was incredible. It was like fettuccine Alfredo, but raw vegan style, you know? I love sitting on this little, it's like a little hammock right here. It's like you're in paradise. You got the little doves. It was funny because the dove thing was open and some of them escaped, you know, like the door was open. I think one of the cats was getting them, but they started coming back. It was funny. That week that I was going through that spiritual awakening, it was like the doves started returning. It was like, it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. I could lure the doves back into this pen. I had this certain little, you know, I became more in tune, you know, with animals and nature and God, like the whole thing. I became more in tune with everybody on earth. You're all my brothers and sisters. He showed me. I understand now. You know, everything here and everything in that garden and the earth, a little rogi right there. Everything that, you know, little booties tucked in, Buddha tucked in, some water. You know, everything here is represented. You know, just like on earth. With respect and love. There's no hate. There's no judgment. There's no anything. There's just respect, love, consideration, and it's pretty amazing. So I just want to tell you that somewhere along the lines we got away from the like farmers markets of just growing stuff and just all natural stuff. The earth provides everything, you know. Somewhere along the lines you let someone package something up and then add some shit to it so it doesn't spoil, and now you have cancer or some shit years later, and you think it's, you know. That's why it costs so much money now for your organic fruits and vegetables, because they're killing you with all the other shit, you see. So only the people with money can afford the organic stuff. See, that's where the whole 1% stuff comes in. Only the people with money can afford the stuff that doesn't kill you. Their kids are not eating anything GMO, I guarantee you that. But they're feeding it to your children. And once you start connecting the dots, and, you know, people are becoming more health conscious, don't get me wrong, but still, there's still poor kids eating like McDonald's, and, you know, that's a treat to them. And McDonald's is nothing against McDonald's. I had it last night, but if you have to live on that's like something, a treat, I feel sorry for you, because that's just poison. It's just processed crap. There's nothing, you know. It's made for mass consumption, you know. It tastes good, yeah, you know, but eventually your stomach hurts and you're like, wait, that's not a burger, you know? If you made a burger right now, went to the butcher shop and got some hamburger and made a cheeseburger and then just left it on the counter after you cooked it, you just left it, the ants eventually and shit would eat that shit. You go leave a McDonald's cheeseburger out on this thing. There's no plant, there nothing will touch that thing. When an animal or a insect won't touch something that you're eating, that should probably be a good sign in that brain there. Unplug from the matrix there and stop being distracted and shoving shit in your mouth. Those plants, they're talking to you. They're telling you, hey man, I wouldn't eat that. I would not eat that. I'm sure you've eaten something and thrown it to your dog, and your dog looks at you like, really? Get the hell out of here, man. I can't believe you're eating that. You know? The animals and the plants, they're talking to us. I told you during the lockdown, everything started coming in harmony because we were loving each other. You know, we're supposed to be in balance with that love. You know, like I said, don't worry about the plants and animals. They're here for us. The plants and animals are literally just waiting for us to come out of our houses and love each other. That's it. The whole thing is built on love and loving each other in harmony with the plants and animals, using the plants and the animals to heal and be in tune with God. It's not about building huge houses and staying connected to the matrix and fighting online and killing people. And definitely it's not about videotaping murder, that's for sure. For likes and all this crap. Like, you don't get it. You don't get it. You become narcissistic and self-centered and you don't get it. You stop caring about your neighbor. Remember the messages from yesterday, loving the neighbor? You see how it all starts to come together? How the earth literally will provide everything. Everything. And we're part of it. We're part of it. We're in sync. It's like three. It's like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It's like man, plants, and animals. It's like a unity. And all it's based on is love. The second you start loving each other, I guarantee you will love the animals and you will love the plants. You know, they're going to be just fine, but I guarantee in your mind, you will definitely start to care more about that stuff. If you stop being narcissistic, you see, and you start caring about the little kids, all you people with families and stuff, this is what I don't get. I'm a single guy, and here I am telling you this message. Why aren't you saying this? You have the future, like your little kids are the future. Why are you not worried about this? Why are you not worried? Why? I get why you're protesting, and like I said, I respect it. You were doing God's work. The protesting Black Lives Matter, that's standing up against hate. I get it, 100%. I respect it, and I love it. The protest against your constitutional rights with wearing the mask, I get it. I respect it 100%. And I agree on both of them. But like I said, unless you're willing to take up arms and take back control of the world in your life, it's over, okay? The police state and all that shit, the New World Order and all that surveillance and all the biometric and all that bullshit that I was telling you about in the 2 videos are coming, okay? Unless you're willing. If you are willing to do that, like you see in other countries where they're like, you know what, the hell with this. Just like you were fed up with watching cops kill people. And nothing against police. I have a lot of police in my family. Let me get that out too, because I'm not trying to cause any division. I am not trying to make videos for you to argue about. I'm trying to make videos where literally it's not even me talking. It's the Holy Spirit is ministering to a lot of you people. And so I'm just going with it. And so I'm not trying to make a video that you can argue about in the comments. You can dislike it or whatever and say you hate me or whatever, but I'm trying to make points that you go, you know what? He's making a good point. I never thought about that. You know, it's not about hate, and I don't care what you do in life. You can be a cop, a fireman, whatever. Whatever you do, that's you. I don't hate you for doing that. All I'm saying is you need to respect each other and love each other, and the second we do that, we become in harmony with nature, like I showed you here on this property in this video. That's the whole intent of this video right now. It is the 3rd part. Just like I said, the 3 with unity, my series is a 3-part. And I don't know if you've watched the first one. It's called God's Message for Humanity and COVID-19 Part 2. And the second one is called God's Message for Humanity Part 2. We are all brothers and sisters. I made it this morning on the beach in beautiful San Clemente, California, where I live. And so I want to get these messages out because time is short. I already told you we're in the tribulation period, so I want to just do this now. I was going to make this tomorrow, and I thought, you know what? It is the perfect time now. My roommates are gone. It's perfect. I can go around the garden. She's been gardening like crazy, so I had to time it just right because I didn't want her, gardening and me disturbing her. But yeah, so I'm just going to make the 2 now, and that's it. There's your 3-part series. Now, I'm still going to make videos depending on what the Holy Spirit and God wants me to give the message, and I'm definitely open to going to where here locally, state churches, wherever God is going to lead me to open those doors where you want this message to get out in person, me standing there and telling you hit the thing. Write a comment, spread love, share the video. If it's ministering to you, share this video. I'm trying to keep it non-denominational though, no matter what I believe and who this is ministering to. A lot of these messages, and I need to start, I guess, rewording the headlines, since all you people do is read headlines and you make assumptions and you don't really read the article. So it's a psyop. So I've got to play the algorithm psyop with you. And I thought of playing that like Doomsday, how you'll see like comet coming 2020 and you'll click and watch it. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to clickbait you into some bullshit, some more distractions. I wanted to keep it real 100%. But I've already been informed that the word God was offensive to somebody, so I'm gonna have to watch that. I know what time we're in. You can't say Jesus, you can't say anything anymore, but I told you that one world government, the one world religion, the one world finance, and the one world police are coming, unless you're willing to stand up for freedom, and then we could start living in harmony, But you're willing. I saw you willing to put the mask on, You put the mask on. That was the first step. And it was the fear, the psyop, of the COVID-19, which could have really been a basic flu. I think they're kind of trying to see now it was just a basic flu. But do you see how they use the media to literally lock down this economy and almost break middle America? And then you got your president trying to and then you got the other people going, nope, I'm not going to let you do that. And you think it keeps you fighting. But meanwhile, the guy up top that I told you about in the first 2 videos, that guy, he doesn't have to, he's directing them. So no matter what you do, I hate to say it, it doesn't really matter because the plans are already in place. It's already set. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is you loving each other. And maybe we can unite and start to see the big picture that it's us against them. Remember I told you about the movie Ants? It's us against them. It's not me against you. It's not me against you. I don't have anything. There is no reason for you to be envious of me, jealous of me, hate me. I don't hate you, or I'm not envious of you, and I'm not jealous of you. I'm just me living my life, okay? So I'm not trying to, but it's never been me against you. I told you in the last video, we're all brothers and sisters. But some of our brothers and sisters decided to, since they were a little more successful and went to college and whatever, and dad gave them a little more money or whatever it was, however they use that advantage, we sit there and watch them take control of everything. And you call it capitalism or whatever the hell you want to call it. You think that's fair that right now a man owns all the shipping in the world, and since you used Amazon because we were all on lockdown, the people who could afford to actually use it, he made $24 billion, and you go, man, that's awesome. I want to be just like that guy. Really? You want to control something important in the, like, you want to have some control over humanity. That's your goal in life, is to have control over humanity. That sounds like some God complex. You're going to have problems with that, I'll tell you right now. The Antichrist will come. The false prophets will come. Some will call me the false prophet, but like I said, if it's God's message and the Holy Spirit is ministering to it through me, it will minister to you regardless. You know, the message is already out. It's already got a like. It's all the yokes have been broken in those other two messages. The second this video right here gets one like, I'm done. I'm good. I'm good. That's 3 sheep. I've got 3 sheep to finally see, like, whoa, I did my part, you know. As long as it reached 1, I was happy. I already told you that. 1, don't worry about the 99 that are okay. It's the one that's sitting on the street over here, starving. You know, while we're in our homes all comfortable, you know. And so some of you on unemployment, some of you struggling with your businesses because some of your employees don't want to go back to work. Some of the big corporations are suffering for the same thing because that unemployment finally kicked in. Some of you are struggling with that. Should I go back to work? My boss is making me feel guilty, but I'm getting this unemployment. I've never made this kind of money in my entire life. Enjoy life. Because I'll tell you what, these people right now are not willing to take up arms and march on world governments around the world. You couldn't orchestrate that to save your life. You can't even decide what to have for dinner in your own houses, and you think you're going to orchestrate some world revolution right now? I hate to tell you, those days are over. But if you do decide to do that, maybe through Facebook, you know how you launch the little, what are the stupid little pop-up, the little whatever you want to do, flash mobs? It's crazy how you can orchestrate 10,000 people to do that. But you can't orchestrate them to actually love each other. You know what it's so crazy. The things you come together for online are pointless. The icebox, like, I get it, you're trying to bring awareness to that, but what I saw is, okay, people are actually united in something, but it was completely pointless. But the fact that you could agree on something was very hopeful. It gave me hope. Oh shit, they can agree. Tacos are fucking good. Ooh, excuse me, I wasn't trying to cuss in any videos. So, yeah, you know, the earth provides everything. We're supposed to live in harmony and love. And we've let them control everything, you know. It's now easy to get water. You don't have to dig a well. You don't have to live by a stream. You don't have to somehow barter water with your neighbors. They bottle it for you. It comes in our house, in our plumbing. They've made it easy for us, you know. Well, that's how society becomes civil. It makes life easier, don't get me wrong, but is it really needed? Like back in the day, did they need that? Is that why we're here today? Because they needed plumbing and doctors and all this stuff? That's why we're sitting here today, because they died and we were reborn of something? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Or did they survive living the way they did back then without all the shit we have now? Probably longer. They probably lived longer back then than we're doing now. And you know why? Because they didn't have all this shit. Now, don't get me wrong. I love this phone. It is freaking amazing. I just got it 2 days ago. I'm making the videos and I'm starting to learn it. The technology is amazing. It makes life fun, you know. It makes it convenient, you know. But it's not what it's about. It's, you know, it's about loving each other and being in harmony with the plants and the animals, and stop arguing over everything, and stop arguing over how people use the plants or the animals. God literally provided everything. You know, you always want to argue. Why do you always want to argue about something? Why don't you argue about something good? If you're going to argue about something good. I like chocolate ice cream. I like vanilla. I like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I like the Chicago Bears. Pointless stuff like that, that's like cool, you know, like even though it's a distraction, it still doesn't cause harm. It's playful teasing, you know. It doesn't cause any harm. Competition is good. It builds teamwork, you know. Even solo sports, great. Builds confidence, you know. And you see yourself as part of a team. It's great. Sports are great, you know. But even in that, you've managed to let people, you know. What are they paying these guys? $400 million now? You know. So it's crazy. It's crazy how we've let them control everything when it's so simple. It's like our ancestors lived. All over the world, they had different ways of doing things, and that's why you still do certain things now, depending on where you come from. It's basic building blocks, you know? It's basic building blocks. Respect, love, morals, character, consideration. Stop being so selfish. It's not always me. Now, I don't mean to don't look after yourself and take care of yourself, especially if you've been in some situations I've been along in life. You definitely have to look after yourself first. But, you know, that doesn't mean while you're looking after yourself, you don't have to worry about anybody else or be considerate, you know. Because like I said in the video earlier this morning, part 2, you don't know what anybody's going through. My friend died, and I was walking around the beach, and no one had any idea what I was going through. And like I said, people were nice, people were rude, people were whatever. And if I wasn't a good person, it could have made me snap, and I could have just destroyed the earth. You know, gone on a rampage. But luckily, I'm a sane person, and I'm a good person. I love everybody. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to cause any division, arguments, or anything with any of my videos. I'm just trying to tell you that no matter what it is that you're arguing about, it really doesn't matter, because we're all brothers and sisters in God's the Father. Like, it doesn't matter what faith, whatever you want, it doesn't matter. Stop arguing about that and just showing respect for what they believe, right? Because they come from someplace else or were raised differently than you. That's not the point. The point is, no matter what, respect people. Love people. Don't have hate in your heart. Stop being angry all the time. Especially over pointless shit. I could see if you guys were angry and standing up for something, you know. But I remember a few years ago, like some kid went on a rampage because he lost a PlayStation tournament and killed a bunch of people. Live at that. That's the scary thing now is you can just be killed live. You know, people will post themselves going on killing sprees and film it so you can watch it before Zuckerberg or somebody gets to it to delete it, but it's already out there. Anybody watching that live saw murder. And that affects your brain when you see images like that. But you've been, that no longer affects you. Life is not, I guess it's no big deal now. Life is just, whatever. I'm glad it wasn't me kind of thing, And it's not about that. It's not about that. Very dangerous things coming. The technology's here. You guys are all for this world government because obviously we can't be trusted, We get a little freedom and we kill each other, So you guys are all for it. The technology's there. I told you how they were going to sell it to you. Another lockdown's coming, so, what do you do? What are you guys going to do? Some of y'all believe in the rapture. Some believe before, people have to go through that. God's going to come back and they're going to go just disappear. How's the earth going to explain that? I think aliens. Y'all believe, the aliens will abduct people. Everything you watch, it's all been programmed. The only thing I can think of that you will believe, unless you're a Christian and believe in the rapture, is that aliens abducted everybody, So, I don't know. And then they have those shows too about that, you know, how like people just disappear. There was that show, The Leftovers, you know, how in that show it wasn't really ending up about the rapture, but the concept was there. And you saw how people just went on with their lives. People eventually forgot about all those people who disappeared. It was crazy. They just went on with their lives. Just like after all this dust settles on the whole Black Lives Matter, whatever bone they toss you to make you think they give a shit about you, and the dust settles and there's this false peace on earth, you know? It's scary. It's scary where we're at. And it's scary what you're willing to do for peace. It's scary what you're willing to do for your health. When, you know, they can dub everything fake now, like I said. They control everything. So you don't really know if the COVID-19 is even how they say it is. Even though a lot of nurses are battling it, well, you know, I'm sure it's a pretty bad case of the flu, whatever you want to believe. You know, they battle that every year, you know. But here's the thing, you know, like, if the hospital was only taking those cases and was turning everything away, it might seem like whoa, there's tons of, you know, when normally there'd be other things in there and you wouldn't really notice all those cases, you know. So you got to think about that too, you know. The hospitals are empty just for these people. That's why if you see videos, they're empty. Because they're turning all the other people away just to get a hand on this, you know. But in normal, like, you know, the flu 4 years ago or 5 years ago, they didn't close the hospitals or nothing down. You walked in, there was a guy getting his broken leg fixed, there was a guy, you know, and there was people in there for the flu, pneumonia and all kinds of stuff that ended up dying for it, you know. But since there was everything else in there was no hype, because like the flu kills people, let's be honest. It's one of those things, you know, it kills people. But when you start shutting the hospitals down and everything down, and like just the hospitals just have these cases of the flu, they're going to be empty. A lot of people are going to get laid off, and some people are going to go, dude, I'm overworked. I am overworked. This thing is getting out of hand. This is like the bubonic plague. When really it's just the flu, but there's no one else is allowed in there. At least that's how I'm kind of seeing it, you know. But I don't really have, you know, any political beliefs. You know, I don't really own anything. I told you earlier how I have freedom. I'm single. I can control my emotions. I don't really have any responsibilities that keep me right here in San Clemente. I love this place, but I could literally pack up right now and move somewhere and start a whole new life. That's real freedom right there when you have that. Not a lot of you people can do that or say that, let alone to, you know, watch whatever you want tonight on TV or have whatever you want to eat. And like I said, I don't have TV. I'm not forced to do any of that. So I'm not getting all those messages that you're getting. I'm kind of in tune with something else. I've unplugged from all that, you know. I've gotten back in tune, you know. Now, I still watch stuff and still go online and see what's going on, but as far as my daily life, nah, I kind of just, you know, listen to my music and watch my stupid videos or, you know, video games and play, you know, whatever. Watch my movies. But, you know, I don't really plug into all that TV and all that. I don't have any of that. And I can go and do whatever I want. I don't, you know. I'm a barber, I told you. I'm collecting my unemployment because it's sketchy to go back to work right now. So I'm living this free life, and God's using me to just kind of go out and spread these messages and make these videos right now. Just in that little span, I can do that, you know. I'm still going to go back to cutting hair unless God puts it in my heart that this is my new calling, and then he'll start leading me to those places. But it's got to pay money, you know. I can't just quit my job, you know. Right now, I'm on this, like, paid vacation, like a pilgrim. I call it a pilgrimage, you know. That's why I called my thing the Virtual Apostle, because I'm on this pilgrimage to, like, spread love because there's so much darkness and division right now. So God has put me on this pilgrimage to be the light right now. Just one of them. You all got lights. You all could shine. You all could start loving each other. After you watch this, you could start loving each other as soon as I said that. Some of you are loving each other, and right now somebody's thinking about getting a divorce. Right now there's a kid getting beat. Right now there's a kid, being abused. Right now there's a kid being shipped somewhere from some sect pedophile on some private jet being used. These elite pedophiles. Do you notice that all these distractions shut up the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing with the little island, how they were flying everybody in, and all those kids? All of a sudden, you stop thinking about that. Well, you know what? Those kids still need your voice. Those kids are still out there being abused. They're still being sexually abused by these 1% people that think it's cool. They think it's sick. It's sick what these people do. So you're protesting Black Lives, that's awesome. So that's basically standing up against hate. Well, it's time to start standing up for the children and the things that don't have voices. What about the little kids? You guys are arguing over meaningless shit. And meanwhile, if I had the money, I would feed every kid right now on the face of this earth. Because it kills me right now that why you argue, and some of you could actually feed children that are starving right now, have the capabilities of doing that. I try to spread that through my community and make sure, I see someone, here's a little money, get a taco or something. So it kills me that a kid right now, not only in America, but in countries that have no technology or nothing that you don't even see, got a fly on them right now, starving to death. That hurts my heart. That kills God, that you have put so much faith and money in and all this shit. Instead of caring about each other, you've let the religions, the politics, and all that bullshit divide us. And because of it, a little kid right now, it could be your kid, is going to bed right now, hungry. Now, regardless of any politics you believe in, or God, or whatever faith, regardless of that statement alone should bother you. That statement alone should bother you right now. It should also bother you that some weirdo, one of the 1%ers has some animal right now on some factory doing some weird test on it because he owns some freaking makeup factory and he's trying to freaking, people are standing up against that. But once again, the plants and animals don't need us. We need to start worrying about each other. They're going to be okay. They showed us they were going to be okay in lockdown when we were in our houses loving each other. The plants and animals will be just fine. They're just waiting for us to start loving each other, and then we'll start loving them and the plants, We'll respect each other. We won't start destroying shit and letting 1% people control everything to enslave us is what it's gonna be. And like I said, if you think they're going to have to deal with any of that, you are freaking crazy. If you think he's on his yacht right now with a mask on, buying groceries, you're freaking crazy. You are crazy. And like I said in that first video, all you people with the $1 billion and below, you are middle class, Isn't that scary? Because I know most of you don't even have a fraction of that. Most of you might be sitting comfortable, maybe 100 or 200K in the bank, nice car, got your little mortgage, and everything's in sync. Everything's going good right now for you, right? But to them with 100K, are you serious? One of that dude's rings is worth your entire net worth. So you ain't shit. Now let's say your net worth is okay, let's go 400 to 500 million. That's what you have in the bank right now. Well, like I said in the first video, his car right now, the hypercar he's buying, 1,600 horsepower, 280 miles per hour, $3 million price tag. That's worth more than a bunch of people's net worth. That's his second toy. That was just one of his cars too, and that's just one of his rings. Is already worth those two whole classes, economic classes right there. And that's 500K.
and below right now. Net worth in the bank. You could go to the ATM and hit the, let me check my balance. It says 500,000. That's you right now. His car is your whole net worth right now, okay? So you're arguing over, so you think you're big shit with amongst yourselves. But to them, we're all nothing. He looks at you like he does me, and I have absolutely nothing. I own absolutely nothing. So when I look at you and you try to like make me feel bad because I don't have your car, dude, I just look at you like, dude, you ain't shit either. You don't get it. Like I said in those other videos, you don't get it. You might be something in your little city, but with the whole big picture of things, you ain't shit. And if that is a reality check you must get, I hate to say it, you are not shit. I just proved it to you. I just proved it to you. And 2 things that guy has, 1 ring and 1 car in his garage right now was worth more than those whole 2 classes' net worth. Okay, so now let's go $1 billion. Now let's go to those movie stars, Kylie Kardashian money, Forbes list. You notice they kicked her down off the Forbes list? You ain't got no billion. And that was just $1 billion. You know, $1 billion, okay, that's middle class. Let me show you, like I said in that first video, this guy has a yacht right now at $750 million. That's just to purchase the yacht. He still has to have all the people to run it, all his servants to serve him, to service shit to him, all the food, all the everything, the staff, everything. They even got little people that now charter little boats that carry these super yachts, planes, or not planes, helicopters, boats, jet skis, so they can have like huge family out. It's crazy. It's insane. It's literally insane. So there's your net worth. Kylie Jenner with her whole makeup empire. You've all looked up to her. I want to be here one day. Really? You should be striving to be the dude that literally makes her look like a welfare check if you're going to strive for anything. If money is what you're striving for, you might as well aim for the stars, because what you're aiming for is a welfare case. I hate to say it, Kylie Jenner. I think you're really cute, and I think it's great what you've done and accomplished, but you are a welfare case to this guy sitting up right now on a $750 million yacht. You know it, and I'm trying to tell everybody else that these people we idolize, really, it doesn't matter, because they're just they're middle class, you know. And that's scary. That's scary that 3 of his toys right now are all 3 different classes. It's more worth. And like I said, those are just 3. He has 50 rings, 100 cars, 70 houses. He owns property. He owns all the food, man. I mean, you're sitting here like you're something, you know. I know who I am. I go to bed. I sleep good at night. I look in the mirror. I know who I am. I'm not lying. I ain't trying to be someone I am. I know the world don't think I'm shit. The world didn't even think the Son of God was shit, so I already knew what you were going to think about me, so I am not worried about that. But if you really think that you matter to these people, you really need to wake up, because you don't. You don't. He's not wearing a mask. He don't care about black lives, our lives, anything. He's going to enslave you is what he's going to do. And so you need to wake up. Starting to get dark here. You know, I haven't figured out my night thing on the video yet. So the message is pretty much there. This is the longest video yet I see. Almost an hour. This is great, because this is the final picture. The earth provides everything. Stop arguing about all the stuff that divides us and get back in harmony. It's love. That's all it's about. You know? If you can, start growing stuff, you know, get some chickens and start doing all that. Get back to the basics, you know, go back to kindergarten and learn those morals, you know. Remember when the teacher said, don't bite, don't hurt their feelings, say sorry, share, you know, all the things you learned in kindergarten. How about you go back and start there? If you don't want to do all the, you know, everything else in my videos, if you want to get something out of it just for you, non-denominational. It doesn't matter. Like, do you want to, go back to kindergarten and think of how when you were a kid and how it hurt your feelings that she was crying because you said something or you punched her or he hit you. Yeah, you cried and the teacher taught you morals and how to love each other as it's kindergarten. It didn't matter where you lived. You shared your lunch if someone was hungry. You loved each other in kindergarten because we were kids and the world hadn't shaped us yet. Shit hadn't happened to us yet and turned us into these things now. Go back to kindergarten. Learn how to love each other. It's all about respect. That's all it is. If you don't get it by now, I made 3 videos. If you don't get it, it doesn't matter what you believe in. It's just simple as, you know what? I don't believe that, but I respect that you do. And I love you. That's it. That's it. If you can't say that, something's wrong with you. Then you seriously are a bad person and you're going somewhere. There's a place for you. If you can't go back to kindergarten and think that was a great time in your life, then I am really sorry for you. That your life, something bad, that happened at kindergarten. You can't think of one great memory when you were a child. I really weep for you, and that's like how I said earlier about priorities. If that doesn't bother you that some kid's being abused right now on a plane to go to some sex party or is dying hungry right now, then you have a problem with your characters and who you are as a person. Because that's not what it's about. It's not about caring about people that don't need you to care for them. It's about caring about people that can't, that need your help. Children of all things. The hell with me and you then. If you want to get anything out of my video, the hell with me and you then. Think about the kids. Okay? How about that? Stop arguing about anything and how about we focus on the kids and what's going on with them? Why are they committing suicide over stuff on videos? Why are they taking pills? It's the same thing that happened in the 80s when I grew up with NWA and the music. They're making money off of it by pushing this hate and anger. And we buy into it because it's catchy and it's got a tune. And if you can't see now in 2020 how the birth of gangster rap kind of incited drive-bys and all that kind of gangster lifestyle, then you really are blind. And so look at it now. It's 2020 on the rap music. These record label guys that are controlling everything because they want us to kill each other. They think they're Caesar, remember? And we're the gladiator. So the music now, the rap music now, it's not pushing the game. That's already out. It came out in the 80s. The thing now these rappers are talking about is pills. It's pills. It's making drug money, buying jewels, and taking pills. You want to know why your kid's stealing your pills? It's because the rapper he looks up to called Little Xanax, or the rapper he looks up to 50 times in the song said Perky. Do you know when you hear Perky, that's short for Percocet? Oxycontins, all these pills now that these kids are on has the same effect that it had in the 80s on us. With gangs and go drive-by and NWA. I had the tapes, trust me. I was bumping them just like some of you. Just like I love the music now, but now as an adult, I see the picture. I see the agenda is to get you to OD and get you on drugs, get you all depressed and in your emotions so you kill yourself. There's actually suicide challenges for these kids. It's sick. It's sick that they don't value their life. They don't value their own lives. They sure as hell ain't gonna value anybody else. Some of them would love to come right now after watching this and probably blow my head off. If I'm being a realist, that's just the world I live in. Some people will get it and go, man, I love your videos, keep it going. I'm God's messenger, I'm God's child, we all are. And it's getting dark. I just want to say God loves you and I love you. And yeah, worry about the kids. Start loving. Let's just start loving and stop arguing about everything. It's not about that. Stop letting people control us and package everything. Even though those days are over, still you can still grow stuff and still do that kind of thing. The earth can provide. All those videos are online of how to live this natural lifestyle, and you can grow stuff and have animals and get back to the basics. Go back to kindergarten, you know? Go back to your great-great-grandparents' kindergarten and how they lived. Break it down to those basics, you know? As far as morals and character and, you know, go back to kindergarten. I'm not saying sell all your stuff and do what you want. But as far as loving each other, it's simple. Go back to kindergarten. I love you, and God loves you, and I hope these really minister to you. See the lights coming on. And if this ministered to you, share it in your heart. Share it with people. Talk about it. Share it online. Do whatever you want to do. Talk about it. We'll talk about just a little bit. I don't care if you shared just a part of it by talking with someone at work tomorrow. But spread love. Because that's what it's about, okay? Just love each other, okay? And worry about the kids going hungry tonight, you know? Maybe shut the TV off, you know? Or maybe it's 2020, record it, you know? And maybe walk over to your neighbor like I challenged you before and see, hey, how's it going, you know? There's a challenge for you. You want a challenge? Do you want to change the world? Here's a challenge for you, humanity, and it doesn't matter who you're voting for, who you believe in or pray to at night, how much money you got in your pocket, you know. Well, that kind of matters, you know, like literally if you have a house, you know, and you're sleeping in bed. Here's a challenge for you, for the world. How about you shut the phone off, shut the TV off, at one point in the day and physically walk over and ask how your neighbor's doing. Because it's a crazy time, you know, that we're in, you know. And from the messages before, sometimes that might not be literally. You might, you know, hey, let me go down the street a couple houses, you know. Or literally go next to your neighbor and ask how they're doing and if they need anything. That small gesture of love alone would change the world. I think we could all agree there. That could make someone's life better. And if you don't live in a neighborhood where you can go to your neighbor, or you're arguing and you're not trying to deal with that right now, well then just check in on some family you haven't checked in on in a long time. How's that? How about get your own house in order, you know, and check on those people you haven't talked to. Maybe call mom and say you love her. Or dad, you know, Father's Day is coming. But yeah, that's the challenge. You want to change the world, you know, you can physically do it. And it takes about 5-10 seconds, however long it takes you to walk right now to your neighbor and ask them if they need anything and how they're doing. That would change the world. That's spreading love. That's being sympathetic and empathetic to whatever they tell you. In your heart, you know, God sees what's in our heart, you know. He knows. He's putting some things in there for you through these messages to go do that. I hope you really go do that, at least at one point, because like I said, it takes mere seconds to change someone's life. You can talk all you want and argue online all you want, but if you really want to change the world, go talk to the neighbor right now. Go bring them some dinner. Go bring them a donut or some shit. I don't care. Just go show them that you're thinking about them and caring about them. Show some consideration. Stop just coming home and locking yourself up. You know, I remember communities when I grew up. Everybody now, they just come home and lock themselves in. Nobody knows each other anymore. I go, hey, who lives on your street? Who's your neighbor? I don't know. I've never talked to them. How about you live there for 10 years when you don't know who your neighbor is? That's sad. That's not a community. That's not looking after each other. That's looking after yourself in your huge house with your barn stored with fruits. Not having to believe in God or worry about no one, you know. That's you being selfish, you know. And that's why we're in the problem we're in now. Start looking after each other, the kids. Start caring. about your neighbor. Anyways, I love you and God loves you too.